ARDEX K525 is a pourable, polishable, self-leveling topping for fast-track resurfacing of indoor concrete. ARDEX K525 features a unique blend of aggregate that, when polished, makes it the perfect floor to complement your room in high-traffic spaces such as lobbies, waiting rooms, retail stores, and more. In this video, we'll show you the proper way to install and polish K525 from start to finish. To start, we primed our floor with EP2000 with a sand broadcast to minimize the risk of cracking in our topping. After allowing to dry for at least 16 hours, we'll want to prepare our substrate before installing our K525. Start by sweeping any dust or debris away from the substrate, ensuring it is clean and free from any exterior contamination. After this, you can add a weather strip to contain your self-leveler to the area you want to install over. This will prevent the self-leveler from naturally flowing into the other areas of your subfloor. After you've finished your substrate preparation, you can proceed to mix your K525. Start by adding water to your barrel. The mixing ratio is 3.5 quarts of water for each 50-pound bag. We're mixing 2 bags at once, which is why we're using 7 quarts. It's important to never add water over the recommended water ratio. Doing so can increase dry times and weaken the finished concrete. After your water is in the barrel, add your concrete mix and mix for 2 minutes with an ARDEX T1 mixing paddle at high speed. When your mixing is finished, pour your K525 onto your substrate. You'll notice that it's a bit thicker than other self-levelers due to the aggregate mixture, but it will still work on its own to flow to a flat and smooth state. To help this process along and ensure the height you want, grab an ARDEX T4 spreader and push the K525 into place. Smooth out your K525 with an ARDEX T5 smoother. Be sure to guide the smoother over gently, applying gentle pressure to the concrete. Take note of the serpentine motion. This is used to hide any polymer lines. When you're finished smoothing out your first placement and move on to the next pour, you should pour your K525 up against your first placement without overlapping it. It's important to intermingle your first and second pours by pushing your newest pour into your first and pulling it back, effectively removing the seam in between the 2 pours. If you don't intermingle all your pours, you will see seams in the polished floor. When spreading, you will notice that K525 fills in low spots on its own. This ability to make your floor flat and smooth is one of the key features of ARDEX self-levelers. After spreading and smoothing your final pass of ARDEX K525, it's time to let it dry. You can walk on your new floor in 2 to 3 hours, but you must wait at least 24 hours before polishing. After allowing your ARDEX K525 to dry for 24 hours, it's time to polish. You can see the pads we're using in each pass on the screen. To start, you'll want to cut for aggregate exposure. After you complete this initial pass and the aggregate is showing, you can optionally add a grout coat. A grout coat may fill pinholes and other small blemishes on your surface. Then, hone to remove scratches, and if you applied a grout coat, the grout coat haze. If needed, complete one more pass to remove any other defects with a 100 grit copper transitional pad. After cutting and removing any visible blemishes, you can move on to densifying. We recommend 3 passes with polishing pads increasing in grit while reapplying your densifier after each pass. Now that you've cut, polished, and guarded your ARDEX K525, you're left with a beautiful, natural concrete appearing floor with exposed aggregate. If you found this installation guide informative, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel for in-depth guides on current and future products. If you're an installer using ARDEX products, please share your projects on social media and tag ARDEX Americas to be featured on our page. For more information on ARDEX K525 and any other ARDEX product, please visit our website at www.ardexamericas.com. Thanks for watching.